All right, we are now live here at Oregon Wrestling Observer, ladies and gentlemen. We are back doing the live streams, and usually when I did the last live stream, I had my buddy Chris Helix with me, and Mr. Bones is here, by the way, too.
Yeah.
And but this time, here live on Oregon Wrestling Observer, I have my buddy from all the way from the UK, my longtime good buddy, the oWo European Champion, Richard. Welcome, brother.
Hello.
Hey, finally we get to talk and do a live episode finally with you and me.
Yeah.
How long has it been?
A while.
We just been planning on trying. It's just that we've never gotten around to do it. But we finally get to do it.
Okay, Josh. Wait, I'm still waiting.
You're still waiting. It's okay. Anyways, it's what's been going on, man? Like how's life been treating you?
I can't complain. Busy working.
Yeah.
As you know, you've seen the photos and stuff. Got a new belt recently.
Yeah, I saw you got the WWE Intercontinental Championship belt. A beautiful, gorgeous looking title.
Yeah. Number 2 in the top 10 list. I wanted to add.
Yeah, I remember the episode.
yeah. So yeah, got that. What else I've been doing? Working a lot, spending time with the family. Pretty much it. Watching wrestling.
Yeah, like for me, is that I'll be getting a new championship belt very soon too. Actually,
Sweet.
Yeah, and for me, just been working and working pretty much. But life's been going great, and it's just doing YouTube now. And also, by the way, this is the first oWo episode of 2018. By the way,
well, congratulations!
Oh, shut up!
You're late. You'll give me an egg.
You're just mad because Dolph Ziggler's back.
Yeah,
I liked it when it was gone.
We all did.
He comes back just to troll me.
We've all seen the pictures of him in his t-shirts.
Yeah.
Fucking troll.
Did you know Dolph Ziggler blocked John on Twitter?
Yes.
And now John got 2 other wrestlers to block him on Twitter.
That's got to be a record.
He got JBL to block him, and he got Alberto Del Rio to block him.
Wow. That's impressive.
Here's the reasons why he got Alberto to block him. He said on Twitter, "Hey, remember when Paige and Alberto were popular in the WWE? Yeah, me neither." Yeah. John said that, and Alberto got so furious, and he blocked him on Twitter because of that.
I'm surprised he didn't come to his house and slap him.
Oh, John was hoping that he would come over here so he could start something. But John knew better. He was like, he ain't going to do nothing. I mean, if you know Alberto's history, all he does is just talk crap on the internet.
Yeah, only when he's drunk.
Yeah, that too. Speaking of Alberto, what is your thoughts on him, actually? Because right now he's in Impact or TNA or Global Force, whatever it's called.
It varies day to day, doesn't it, what it's called?
Yeah, I know. It has 3 different names: TNA, Impact, Global Force, and now it's called Impact again. I mean, like, it's sad that they can't keep a name.
They can't keep a name.
I mean, what is your thoughts on Alberto anyway, bud?
I don't dislike the guy. I think he's a good wrestler.
Yeah.
I think he's just lost his mind a bit. I think he needs personally. I think he needs somebody to sit him down on a nice comfy chair and just let him talk.
Maybe Dr. Shelby, the guy who helped Daniel Bryan and Kane.
Yeah, him or Dr. Phil wanted to, so he needs somebody.
Because I've seen the videos that Alberto made when he was with Paige. Him calling out Triple H and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, where they're walking down the street and he's absolutely drunk out of his skull.
It's sad to see. It's just like,
it's pathetic, really.
It really is.
Somebody with so much talent is just gone down to the point where he's going to get drunk and then he's going to just spout venom. It's just ridiculous.
And did you hear about him right now? He says he would love to return to the WWE. And he said all the times he was drunk and calling out WWE and all that kind of stuff, he was blaming Paige for it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the videos, you can see her pouring the alcohol down his throat to make him do it. He's burnt that bridge well and truly.
Speaking of Paige, did you hear the sad news about her?
Yes.
Unfortunately, she has to retire because of that move with Sasha Banks.
Yeah. It's she's like 25-year-old.
That's way too young to retire.
Way too young. Yeah, I mean, she knows enough about the business. There's no limits to what she could do. But yeah, it's a shame. She's got to hang up the boots and call it a day.
It's unfortunate, actually, because when it was a dark time for Paige last year. I know that for sure. Yeah. But after all that ended, she made a return, and a few months later, she has to leave again. But this time, she has to retire. I mean, how sad is that for a dark time last year and even darker of this year?
Yeah, it just comes to all that, and
it just seems like Paige cannot get a break.
Yeah. So to go through all the stuff that she's gone through for WWE to put her back in the ring, give her the push with Absolution, and then one little thing just boom, gone, ruins it. But I don't know if you've seen on YouTube, there's a video, and I don't know who it's by, and apparently it's Sasha Banks saying that she's not sorry for what happened at all.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I don't know how real that is. I mean, I don't think anybody would legitimately go out to ruin somebody's career. You'd hope not anyway.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm actually not shocked about Sasha Banks saying that she's not sorry about it because, one, she has actual heat with Alexa Bliss in real life, which is and also, you remember the video of her saying that she doesn't like seeing her fans coming to see her and all that kind of stuff?
I've not seen that one.
Yeah, she did a podcast recently. I think it was last year, and she mentioned that she doesn't like seeing her fans at the airport and just seeing her and all that kind of stuff. She has admitted that she does not like her fans.
Yeah, that's part and parcel of the job, though, isn't it? You know.
And Bully Ray
to you and saying, "I've seen your YouTube series. Any chance you could sign my T-shirt?" You're not going to go, "No, go away."
Yeah, right.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, boom. There you go.
And Bully Ray just said this on Twitter: "Just be thankful that they're waiting for you at the airport."
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Bully Ray, he's a big douchebag in real life, but just hearing him saying that, just be thankful that they're waiting for you, that's saying something from a guy who's a big douchebag in real life.
But a big douchebag with Velvet Sky by his side.
Yeah, unfortunately. He's a lucky guy. Well, at least he's happy.
Well, I would be.
Yes, I would be too. But speaking of Velvet Sky, why do you think she never went to the WWE?
To be honest, I don't know. I mean, I personally don't think they've ever really wanted her.
You think she would have fit in the diva era? You think how she was acting at TNA and going to the diva era, like with Kelly and all that kind of stuff? I mean, Velvet Sky is not that good of a wrestler, but she is. She did get Kelly. Oh, Kelly. Hot, but can't wrestle to save her life. But here's the thing about Velvet Sky: she got better.
Yeah, exactly. She improved. I mean, and as much as I hate to admit this, and I still don't have any sort of, I don't like her, but Eva Marie couldn't put a match together for 1 minute. Went away, came back. She was slightly better, but the only thing was that she had the charisma of a wet mop. So there was just nothing about her. So they just got rid of her, which was like the best move ever.
What do you think she's going to do now since she didn't really last that long in WWE? What do you think she's planning on doing?
No idea.
I heard that Yeah, I mean, if you were a wrestling promoter, would you book her at any of your that didn't take long.
No. For an autograph signing, maybe, but I won't put her in a ring with anybody. You wouldn't want to risk somebody else's health, would you?
No. Speaking of all red everything, I just realized something. We're all wearing red.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my Kevin Steen shirt.
I've got the Shinsuke t-shirt on.
Nice. What shirt are you wearing, buddy?
I'm wearing my Eco
something.
Eco something company shirt.
And my Canadian flag.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's just like it's funny now these days. I mean, like with a lot of wrestlers have gone released so far, and like now with the whole concussion thing. You remember that concussion lawsuit that happened?
Yeah, that were that went horribly wrong.
What is your thoughts on that one, bud?
I can see why they insist that after so many concussions now that they have to retire, because end of the day, who wants another Benoit scenario?
Yeah.
I mean, it is unfortunate, but at the end of the day, like WWE are only looking out for their health and their well-being. I mean, look at Corey Graves. The guy was just hitting his stride in NXT, and then it was like, boom, sorry.
Yeah.
Too many concussions, but I mean, luckily he got an opportunity to do.
And he's doing a great job at commentary.
Yeah. He's gone from commenting on NXT to, just absolutely smashing it on Raw and SmackDown every week. The he's just really good. I'm a fan of Corey Graves. I really am. I think I loved him in NXT.
It's just a shame that we never got to see him wrestle in the WWE.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I mean, I'd like to have seen him as NXT champion before he had to retire. But it is what it is, and You know what made me laugh about the whole concussion angle, the whole concussion lawsuit? That Sabu was in it. Yeah.
That made me laugh the most, is because, like, oh yeah, a guy who done so many death-defying stunts is in a concussion lawsuit against the WWE.
Yeah. Yeah, but a guy who's like been known in ECW to have sliced himself open and just super glued himself back together because he couldn't afford not to wrestle. Yeah, it does seem somewhat ironic. Yeah,
but speaking of Sabu, like, do you think we'll ever see him going to like another WWE ring or in the Hall of Fame someday?
That's a tricky one. I don't see WWE putting him in ring unless it were a guest spot in a Royal Rumble. But obviously they seem to have stayed away from that this year. Hall of Fame, I don't think he'd go in the WWE Hall of Fame. I think if Tommy Dreamer were to start House of Hardcore Hall of Fame, Sabu would be one of the first ones inducted.
Oh yeah, definitely in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but I don't see him in the WWE one. I really don't.
I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, he should be in some sort of Hall of Fame just purely on what he's done and what he's given to the business.
Like a FMW Hall of Fame or something hardcore Hall of Fame.
oWo 19 Hall of Fame, Sabu first inductee.
I'll try to contact him.
This is what we need.
Yes.
Yeah, we need this.
I would love to have Sabu as a guest on the show. I would love to talk to him.
That would be an experience and a half.
I'll be scared. There's one wrestler I would be scared to interview on a oWo episode.
Do you know, I have a friend who lives in Ireland, and he's met him, and he says he's one of the nicest guys he's ever met.
That's awesome.
Just so down to earth, and he's really approachable, and it's like he's done wrestling training seminars over here in the UK. And I've sort of like read about them, and it's like the seminar was supposed to last 3 hours. That's what he got paid for, 3 hours to do it. 5 hours had gone by, and they were like trying to tell him, "Look, your time's gone. We can't afford to pay." And he's like, "No, it's fine, it's fine." And it carried on. He's just such a nice guy, apparently.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I mean,
a scary guy that's like the most nicest dude. That's the fun part sometimes.
That's a character, and Sabu's a character when he gets behind that curtain.
I'm surprised he's still walking.
I'm surprised he's still alive.
I know, right? But there is one ECW original PW wrestler I would be scared to interview, and that is New Jack.
Yeah.
I mentioned I would love to meet him, but at the same time, I'd be scared to meet him.
Yeah, I can see why. He's not playing with a full deck. He's definitely a sandwich short of a full picnic.
Yeah. But anyways, speaking of wrestling right now, you and me, I think it was like a couple of days ago, we were just talking about Kenny Omega. Like, I want to start with you because you're like the biggest Bullet Club fan that I've ever met, and I want to know like your opinion about like Bullet Club, like Kenny Omega out of the group. What is your thoughts about that? I just started seeing this, and I was waiting for questions and all that kind of stuff because I already knew what I was going to ask. Like, what is your thoughts about the whole thing?
Well, I'm not exactly an expert, but yeah, it's obviously like you said, me and you have been talking for years now. But I told you Bullet Club were the reason I started watching New Japan. The entire reason. As soon as AJ Styles went there, and it was like Bullet Club, and I was like, "What's this?" And then started watching it, and I don't watch it religiously. I've got a few events, like I was saying the other day, when you mentioned we were chatting. I've still not watched Wrestle Kingdom 12 yet, and
oh, jeez,
I really need to, not just for that match with Omega and Jericho, but for the whole thing. But I saw the video of the little verbal between Omega, Cody, and the Young Bucks, and then he pushed, I believe it's Matt Jackson, and he falls over, and the Young Bucks walk out, which leaves Omega, Cody, Hangman Page, and Marty Scurll. Marty Scurll's trying to sort everything out. He gets shoved to one side, and he just like, right, I'm going, sort it out amongst yourselves, and he walks off. And then Omega and Cody seem to sort things out. And then next thing you know, Cody just hit him with the crossroads, and then him and Page just beat him up. But on the Being the Elite YouTube series, the latest episode is, I've not watched it yet, but it just says Bullet Club is fine or something. So I don't know whether it was
I saw the video.
Yeah, well, it's just like tempers flared and it just blew up, and backstage, they've sat down, talked, everything sorted out, or what. But the initial thing was, and this is what I spoke to you about, as soon as they turned on Omega and dropped him and left him in the ring, and what's the name of the guy who came down to save him? I can't remember his name now. Ran down to say, to help him out, and they hugged. That was Kenny Omega's former tag team partner in the Golden Lovers. And everybody was like, well, Omega's contract's up because it were up last year, and everybody thought he was going to be in Royal Rumble, but he signed a 1-year extension out of courtesy for New Japan giving him the opportunity to do everything he'd done. So obviously that took him up to this year. So as soon as that happened, everybody was like, that's it, he's out of Bullet Club, he's out of New Japan, and he'll be walking out in Royal Rumble. It's just AJ Styles all over again. But he weren't in the Royal Rumble, and he's still with New Japan. And I don't know. It's like we said, it'd be weird to see the Bullet Club without Kenny Omega.
It would be really weird. I mean, I thought without AJ it would be weird, but then it got awesome with Omega.
Really stepped up and took over leadership at Bullet Club. The thing that gets me is, I've been watching a video today on YouTube, and it's got Tama Tonga in it, from the Gorillas of Destiny.
Yeah,
who are by far just one of the best tag teams in the world, in my opinion. And it shows you Gorillas of Destiny and Bad Luck Fale post-match with the Never 6-man tag belts.
Yeah.
They must have just had a match against somebody. I don't know age yet. I've not seen the event. And Tama Tonga basically just lets rip on all the, as he calls it, the BS that's going on, referring to like Omega and all that lot. And he says like, if somebody really needs to take over this place, and I can't really use the language he uses, then it's going to have to happen. But it sounds as though there is a bit of like Gorillas of Destiny and Bad Luck Fale and all the rest of them are feeling a bit left out, like they're just like the B team to Omega, the Young Bucks, Hangman Page, and Marty Scurll. You know, the rest of them are just there to make up the numbers. So, I mean, I don't know whether, you know, Bullet Club will eventually dissolve and they'll all go maybe their separate ways into different things or what, but it does seem at the moment like Bullet Club, whenever you see it in Ring of Honor, it seems to consist of Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, Hangman Page, and Marty Scurll. They're the only 5 that get mentioned. Yet you've got
other members that never get mentioned.
Yeah, you've got I mean, you've seen Tama Tonga in Ring of Honor. You've got Tangaloa. That's the Gorillas of Destiny. You've got Baszler Fale. There's I forgot his name. Now there's a new guy or a newish guy that's he was new to me. I can't remember his name. Then you've got Yujiro Takahashi, the Tokyo Pimp. And then I'm pretty sure Cody Hall's still in the Bullet Club, but you never hear about them. It's always the Bucks, Omega, Page, and Scurll. That's who everybody just associates as Bullet Club, but yet there's all these other members that just seem to have been demoted to like the Bullet Club B team.
Yeah.
You know,
is it bad that I forgot? Is it bad that I forgot Cody Hall was a member?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it bad that I forgot?
Well, no, because when I saw the picture today, when I watched YouTube video, I'm like, oh, yes, got all sons in Bullet Club as well. Then I forgot about that. But that's what I mean. You just automatically Bullet Club. If I said to you, name 3 members at Bullet Club, you go, oh, Kenny Omega and Matt and Nick Jackson. Name 2 more. Oh, that's easy. You know, Hangman Page and Marty Scurll, Cody Rhodes. You know, they're the 6 because they're on the Elite series all the time. So they're the ones that people automatically think of. But yeah, you've got Bad Luck Fale, who's been there. I think he was the 2nd member to join after Prince DeVitt or Finn Balor decided to start it. And then they brought in the Young Bucks. But like, if Omega does get booted from the Bullet Club and he is out and Cody steps up as leader, then to me, that's the Young Bucks just being a welcome mat because they've been there since years ago. So maybe they should step up and say, well, actually, no, we're going to be running the show because we've been here the longest now.
Yeah, because I was just thinking, like, if Kenny Omega gets booted off the Bullet Club team, it's like, and I know how I've seen how Cody Rhodes is that he thinks like he's the man and all that kind of stuff, and he's going to say, I'm going to take over this group now. It kind of reminds me of Adam Cole when he said he fired the Young Bucks one time.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, we talked about that, didn't we? What do you think to Adam Cole firing the Young Bucks? I'm like, no, it's not going to go down well. That's not going to end well, and we all know what happened there, don't we?
Yeah, he got booted off.
Adam Cole any bad, but you know, he did all right out of it. But if you watch the Being the Elite series, that gives you a lot of stuff behind the scenes as to what's coming up in front of the cameras. So, like with they did the storyline of Adam Cole trying to poison Nick Jackson. And everything. It's like now the storylines with Cody and Flip Gordon. Every time Flip did something, got caught. Cody's doing the whole I can hear him, and he's going. And that obviously was probably leading up to Rhodes turning on Omega and what have you. But Adam Cole did well out of it. Where he should have been, like I said to you 2 years ago, he should be in WWE. And yeah, but he got there and he's teamed up with, as you'll know, a tag team I'm a massive fan of.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're doing their thing in NXT, absolutely smashing it. So, yeah, but I think the whole Bullet Club thing, again, something I just talked to you, it went a bit NWO. When Jeff Jarrett took over the NWO and it just nosedived. I think if Cody takes over Bullet Club, it will go NWO.
Yeah. I was always afraid that the Bullet Club was going to end up like the NWO in WCW. It was like, please, I don't want that to happen. But so far, it just feels like it's taking that route. And do you think Bullet Club has been around too long?
I think so. I mean, when you look back at all the factions in New Japan, Bullet Club is definitely, I think it's one of the longest running ones, if not the longest. And then I think the only one that's close to it is probably Chaos, and that's had different leaders.
Yeah.
disbanded and then restarted because I think the original leader of Chaos was Shinsuke Nakamura.
It was.
And then he left, and then it looked like it was going to crumble. And I think Okada stepped up and took over as leader. But yeah, I think Bullet Club, it's been going a long, long time. It's been going since Prince DeVitt started it, didn't he?
Yeah, it was him and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson.
Yeah.
It's so weird, like, how long it's been going on.
Yeah, it feels like they've been around, like, forever.
Speaking of the Bullet Club, you want to hear some news that I read, and I was going to save this for our live stream. Hulk Hogan almost became a member of the Bullet Club.
No way.
Yeah, I'm not lying.
I mean, bad enough when Jeff Jarrett and what's his name? Canadian dude.
Bret Hart?
No, Scott Demar.
Oh, Scott Demar, yeah.
Yeah, when them two got thrown Bullet Club t-shirts, I said to you at that point, didn't I? Here we go, it's NWO 2.0.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Luckily, Jarrett and that just did their thing to try and tie up with New Japan.
Oh yeah, Jeff Jarrett was a member of Bullet Club. I completely forgot all about that. It just, my God. That was short-lived, wasn't it?
Thank God.
I know, right? But here, when I heard that Hogan wanted to be a member of the Bullet Club, and the Young Bucks even tweeted and said, well, we welcome you, man. And to be honest, as much as I like Hogan, I did not want him to be part of Bullet Club. Not one bit.
No. And the fact that the Young Bucks were like, yeah, we welcome you. And it's like, really? But then, I mean, from the Young Bucks point of view, it's how many t-shirts can we shift now?
Yeah.
You know, the only person I have heard touted with Bullet Club, and it was, a while ago, and they actually, the Young Bucks tweeted out to him, and that was CM Punk. And I would love to have seen that. I would love to have seen CM Punk join Bullet Club.
What happens if this is a little bit of fantasy booking I want to ask you about? Like, what happens if Kenny Omega gets removed and Cody Rhodes thinks he's the new leader, but then lights turn out and then you hear CM Punk's old Ring of Honor theme song, and the whole arena is dark. Out of nowhere, some figures in the ring, and he's wearing the hoodie like he always wears. And you see it's CM Punk, and he's wearing the Chicago version of a Bullet Club shirt. And the Young Bucks announced that he's the new leader.
That's pretty cool.
Do you think we'll ever see CM Punk in the ring again?
I think he seems quite happy in UFC. I mean, I've read recently he's training for his next fight, and it's been confirmed that he's going to have another fight. Dana White said that he's been absolutely busting his ass since his last fight. And everything. See what happens. I think if he loses this fight, he might rethink his strategy. I don't see him falling back to WWE and asking for his job back.
No, I don't think he'll ever go back to the WWE. Maybe he did say, if I ever did go back to the ring, it won't be a WWE ring.
No, it'll be Ring of Honor or New Japan.
I've always wondered, would he ever go back to Ring of Honor since a lot of the Ring of Honor originals went back?
I think he would. I can definitely see him going back to Ring of Honor. Like your friend Daniel Bryan, the guy who I know you shirts of Daniel Bryan. You put up this front that you don't like him.
Are you going to talk about the XFL?
Later, I will. But anyways, what about Daniel Bryan?
Yeah, he said that if WWE don't let him back in a ring because he's technically medically cleared to wrestle again.
Yeah, I heard about that.
WWE don't put him back in a ring. Once his contract expires, he will go to Ring of Honor again.
Here's the thing. I may not like Daniel Bryan, but at the same time, I'd like to see him go back to Ring of Honor. It's just Bryan Danielson. Here's the thing. I like Bryan Danielson more than Daniel Bryan. I liked it when he was the heel. I liked him when he was a bad guy, to be honest, because it was more entertaining. Don't get me wrong. I understand Daniel Bryan's very popular and all that kind of stuff. And I have mentioned I'm not a fan of his at all. But it's just I liked him when he was in Ring of Honor. That's just me.
From my perspective, with you, it's you prefer the Bryan Danielson being Bryan Danielson, not the Daniel Bryan that WWE have made him.
Yeah.
It's not the wrestler or the person. It's the way that he's been written, he's been booked, and he's been put into storylines that you don't like.
Yeah.
I think I mean, I have no doubt that I could come over to yours, bring a Ring of Honor Daniel Bryan DVD, you'd sit down and love it.
Oh yeah.
But if I brought over the WWE, yes, you'd be like, I'm just going to go boil my head for 3 hours. I'll see you when it's finished.
Yes. Actually, it's funny you mentioned about the Daniel Bryanson DVD. I got a pro wrestling crate that came with a Daniel Bryanson DVD, actually. And I watched it, and I was like, this is entertaining. I love him when he was Bryan Danielson. I loved it when he was like the pure champion, world champion, and all that kind of stuff. My favorite match of his when he was Bryan Danielson in Ring of Honor when he faced Lance Storm. That's my favorite.
Have you seen the match against Nigel McGuinness?
Choke me out.
Who?
Have you seen the Bryan Danielson and Nigel McGuinness match from Liverpool?
No, I haven't.
It's an old one. Yeah, try find that.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up for sure.
It has the two of them. They did a series of matches, and they just stood in the middle of the ring, headbutting each other to see who's going to fall down first.
That's cool. I'll look it up. Yeah, definitely. After the episode, I'll look it up for sure.
It's well worth looking out for. It's just you just sat there and you're like,
it just why would you do that? I love feeling that way. I love that.
And then you sit back and you think, well, yeah, Nigel McGuinness wonders why he had to retire due to concussions. There's your answer.
I wonder why.
Don't stand there having a headbutt competition with somebody else.
I'm surprised that hasn't happened to Dolph Ziggler. You remember the Intercontinental ladder match at WrestleMania 31 that him and Daniel Bryan were just headbutting each other?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I'm surprised Ziggler managed to stay up because by all accounts, Daniel Bryan's got a pretty hard head.
Yeah, I remember when I saw that. I didn't record this, but I wish I did. I remember I was at WrestleMania 31 and I saw that happening. I was like, Daniel, you just came back from a concussion. Don't listen to these people. You're going to get hurt again. And lo and behold, he got hurt again.
Yeah. Every time he won a belt, he got hurt.
And think about that, actually. That's another reason why I didn't really care for the storylines he was in. When he won the WWE champion for the first time, I was like, that's awesome. Excitement. That's great. And then he loses it the same night. I was like, well, that sucks. And I didn't get mad or furious like a lot of people did. It's just because it's like, well, I know it's a storyline. It's just like, thinking, like, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
And when he won
it to an even better storyline, which worked out even better for him.
Oh, yeah. But the funny thing is, it's just the storylines of John. It was when he faced Randy Orton for the second time.
What? Guest appearance.
Get your foot out of here.
Guest appearance foot.
Don't make me play a Dolph Ziggler theme song.
I will beat your ass. I liked it when he was gone.
When he faced Randy Orton for the first time for the WWE champion, he won it. Then Triple H stripped him off the belt. Then we had another match against him. And then I was just like, I'm just bored of this already. Can we move on to something new?
No.
Yeah.
And then the whole Royal Rumble thing happened. I was like, I never seen so much controversy of one match. I mean, Batista, I had no problem with him winning. I didn't. But it's just like, I'd never seen so much people get so mad about one thing. And then, like you said, it turned out to be a good ending at WrestleMania 30.
But you mentioned that about Batista winning the Rumble. I don't know if you've watched like well, you will have done. I'm pretty sure you have the videos on my channel when I've mentioned how fickle wrestling fans are.
Yes.
Batista won the Rumble. The crowd were booing him out of that building. They were chanting for Roman Reigns. 12 months later, Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble. And the fans are booing the hell out of him and chanting for Daniel Bryan or something.
Yeah.
It's like that just goes to prove how fickle they are.
Yeah, and here's the funny thing. When I first met Mr. Bones over here, it was back in 2015. The night that Roman won the Rumble, me and him, we were both cheering for Roman to win because I was thinking, it's like, well, last year people wanted him to win. And it's like, all right, cool. We're going to see him win. People are going to be happy. But when we heard a lot of people boo, me and John were both like thinking, like, oh, I know what we should do. Let's make a video of us celebrating that he won. we got so much heat for cheering for Roman. I was just like, you guys wanted him to win last year. What's the difference? He's like, we wanted Daniel Bryan to win. I was like, well, he didn't win.
He won, didn't it? Yeah, it's the fickle nature of wrestling fans. It's, I mean, I will admit, I've never been a fan of Cody Rhodes, and you know that. I mean, we've chatted in messages through this, and when he joined Bullet Club, I was so against it. It's unreal. But then I watched his matches, and I'm the same with him as you are with Daniel Bryan. Now he's allowed to do his own thing, and he's allowed to be Cody.
Yeah,
I 180'd on my opinion. I like him. I rate him. I think he's great.
I agree.
I think there's only one wrestler in WWE that I've consistently despised, and I won't use the word hated, but despised since I first saw his face on TV, and that's The Miz. I
understand why. I completely do.
If I could reach through the TV, I would strangle that guy every week. I'd never get bored. I would never get bored of it.
No, speaking of despised people, you recognize this poster above me?
Yes.
Yes, I have that.
I was looking more to the other side, the Riddle Box one.
I went to that. That was my first concert that I actually went to. Was the anniversary of the Riddle Box concert.
And then Chris, a series of posters to the other side, which were, which drew my attention. The Sons of Anarchy ones.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of them.
Yeah, I started watching the series, and then the disc 4 of season 2 didn't work, so I had to re-buy it, and then I've not had a chance to watch it.
You know why I have this Bella Twin poster up there?
To piss me off.
Not just that. I've had that up there for a while just to make other fans upset about it. Because, one, I like making fans upset, to be honest, sometimes.
Yeah, you're a bit really.
Yeah, and every time I make a fan upset, Mr. Bones will always say, I have taught you well, my son. But there's one thing I've never had any wrestler do. And John could defend me on that. I have never had anybody, like a wrestler or anything else, block me. Hell, Daniel Bryan didn't block me when I said I didn't like him.
Yeah, I think a lot of wrestlers just take it with a pinch of salt, don't they? But speaking of Twitter, a while ago now, a couple of years ago, I got a retweet from Stone Cold Steve Austin once.
That is awesome. That is so cool.
I don't know why I did it, because you know me, I don't usually use Twitter as a rule. But I tweeted him a picture of me with my Stone Cold t-shirt on and my replica Smoking Skull belt, and I can't remember what I put on it. And it just come up on my thing. He's got a retweet from Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I'm like,
that is so cool.
Wow, that's legit. So I checked out, like, oh my god,
that is actually really cool.
And I showed her, look, Stone Cold's retweeting me. She's like, because my girlfriend's not a wrestling fan, but she obviously knows who Stone Cold is, and she knows who The Rock is, and a few others. But she's like, oh my god, you got a retweet from Stone Cold. She's like, that's really cool.
That's so cool, dude. The one thing that I also, speaking of Twitter, I did get to talk to one WWE Hall of Famer one time on Twitter, and that was Kevin Von Erich. I got to talk to him. Yeah, cool. It was like an anniversary of Kerry Von Erich, since it was the anniversary of him, and I uploaded a picture of the robe that he wore when he won the NWA World's Champion, right? And I uploaded a picture of the NWA World title with the robe on Twitter. And I sent it to Kevin, and I was just like, I'm still really so sorry for your loss, and I'm still a huge fan of the Von Erichs forever. And then out of nowhere, I got a message from him, and he said, seeing that picture really cheered me up. You're a really good guy. And since then, I've gotten to talk to him. I got to talk to him, and such a nice guy, such a sweet guy.
Nice. I once had a Facebook conversation with somebody you've had on your show.
Really?
Yeah. I had one on his page. He did used to do a thing where I ask him a question. So I asked him a question, and he replied, and then led to me thanking him for his reply. And we had it were only like a very brief, but I had a conversation with Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce.
Nice.
Yeah, I mentioned that he'd been on your show, and I just put, he's a really good friend of mine. I says he's a nice guy, and he just put, I remember that, and he said, yeah, and he just put, he's a good kid. So he remembered you from your show.
Yeah, I love Adam so much.
Yeah, he's so cool. I really need to buy one of his t-shirts from Pro Wrestling Tees. I really do.
I do too.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that episode, he was on your show, I was just like, that guy is awesome.
The best part about that is like when he mentions one of my friends, her name's Lindsay, and she had a boyfriend. She's now married with him. And the part that made me laugh is, would you find me attractive with her? That kind of stuff. And she said, yes. And the best part said, she said that in front of her old man. And when I heard that from Adam and all that kind of stuff, I was like, I love Adam so much. He understands the business very well. And I tweeted this to him on Twitter. It was during a main event of Raw one time. I don't remember what it was. It was like for a #1 contender shot, I believe. And Adam Pearce came out. He was trying to stop Roman Reigns and all that kind of stuff. And the first thing I mentioned is like, I didn't care who won the main event. I was just so excited to see Adam Pearce again on WWE TV. And I even mentioned I would love to see him wrestle in the WWE or NXT, just one match.
Yeah.
And probably never going to, but it's just I love Adam so much. I just wish that we got to see him wrestle in a WWE match again. I'd love to see him again. And all I could say is about Adam, if he ever watches this, is just like, Adam, I love you, man, and I would love to have you back on the show again. I really would.
Did you ever see any of his Ring of Honor matches?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
It's funny how it's just like a guy who's that talented never got called. And I think it's just a damn shame that never happened.
I mean, but you look at this way.
Or maybe it was a blessing of the skies.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But I mean, you wrestle for Ring of Honor, and that's more wrestling orientated, isn't it? So it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite NWA World Champions, one of them, and I have the DVD of him facing Colt Cabana.
7 Levels of Hate.
Yeah, I got that from him, and when I watched it, I was like, my eyes were on the screen. I had my full attention on it, and it's just their matches were so unbelievable. I wish they would keep going.
Yeah.
Speaking of Colt Cabana, whatever happened to Colt Cabana?
He just commentary on Ring of Honor now.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's a commentator now because Nigel McGuinness left to go to WWE to NXT.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And then the other guy who used to do commentary, whose name's just escaped my head, he now does commentary with Kevin Kelly.
Oh, Kevin Kelly. He used to be in the Attitude Era.
Yeah, he now does commentary on New Japan.
That's awesome.
So they've got some other dude who I don't know his name, and Colt Cabana does commentary on Ring of Honor.
That is so cool. I never noticed that. I know about a podcast, by the way, which, by the way, everybody should go check out.
Was it the Art of Wrestling?
Yeah, no, I believe it was it? Whatever it is, go look it up. Trust me, it's well worth it.
Especially the CM Punk ones.
That one, I was surprised to see that happen, but it was so cool. I listened to the whole entire thing, which I wish I didn't do because I had work the next day, but I didn't want to miss a single thing. Yeah, I wanted to hear the whole thing.
I used to put them on my iPod, and then when I used to go to the gym, I used to listen to them while I was, doing my thing, and then you don't realize you've been on a, exercise bike for 40 minutes. It kind of takes the pain away from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to listen to them. I enjoyed the CM Punk one was amazing. Oh, what was another one I enjoyed? Oh my God, there were so many of them.
A lot of wrestlers are doing podcasts. I just got asked at the NWA event by a wrestling fan, will I ever do a podcast? I was like, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it seems to be a big thing at the moment, doesn't it? That, like you said, Jericho does one, Edge and Christian do one, Stone Cold does one.
Lillian Garcia now does one.
Oh, does Lillian Garcia?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be quite interesting because she'll have seen a lot of things and backstage and Well, whether they should be allowed to talk about them all or not, I don't know. But yeah, it just seems to be podcast is the latest thing to get into. You seem to have a hand growing out of your head.
Dad. Speaking of, like, you know, you mentioned about changing the subject, but like when we were talking about the whole concussion things and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you mentioned about Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on the whole thing when you first heard about what happened with the Benoit family?
I think pretty much same as everybody. I was just shocked. You just, you know, it's a guy you watch weekly, and you just don't think that it could do anything like that.
Yeah, I agree.
But then you have all these, I'm not going to say conspiracy theories, but you've got all these people from saying, oh, no, that it's not true. He didn't do it because this, and this.
Yeah, I know, right?
There is one that is rather convincing, where apparently he was on the phone to Chavo Guerrero the night it happened.
Yeah.
And he was chatting away to Chavo, and by all accounts, Chavo has apparently said that he heard somebody at Chris Benoit's door. There was a scuffling noise in the background, and then Chris Benoit kept giving Chavo Guerrero his address. And Chavo was like, dude, I know where you live. I've been to your house 1,000 times, you know. But he kept saying, so the address is, and he kept giving him it. And then apparently he hung up the phone, and then it went until it all came out that apparently Chavo was supposed to have thought he was trying to tell me something, you know, by giving me the address. And, you know, he looks back and thinks maybe if I'd have done something, you know, it'd have been a different story. But I mean, we'll never know what happened. I don't think the truth will ever come out. And if foul play was involved, it won't be until whoever gets caught gets found out that we will find out. But it's one of those things. It's a lot of people will only remember Chris Benoit for that. Whereas I'll always remember Chris Benoit, the world heavyweight champion, the intercontinental champion, tag team champion,
US champion.
Yeah, US champion, WCW champion, all that. I mean, you can't ignore what happened.
Yeah.
But
as much as it hurts.
Yeah, when you go back to it, like you said about the concussion, when they took a tissue sample of his brain, didn't they, and tested it, and it turned out he had like the brain of a 80-odd-year-old Alzheimer's patient, and they put that down to all the concussions, you know, from chair shots and constant back suplexes and stuff like that.
And they said when they checked the brain,
so protective.
And they said when they checked the brain, sorry to interrupt, by the way, they said that when they looked at the brain, it looked like chocolate pudding.
Yeah. Yeah, that were another thing I had. It looked like chocolate pudding.
Was it brain pudding?
Sorry, that's balance. Anyways, keep going.
It was the guy was in WWE when he played like a college jock type thing.
Christopher Nowinski. Yeah, Christopher Nowinski.
The foundation didn't to look into it. Yeah, and it was in the Aspen White's dad when it can be take a sample of his brain to test it. And yeah, when they tested, they said it had the consistency of like chocolate pudding, and it was, you know, the same as an 80-odd-year-old Alzheimer's patient, which is pretty shocking. But yeah, if you look back now on YouTube, you can see the videos from when it all came out that he died. All the rest, like Triple H, Stephanie, and all that, all, you know, doing the little video things, segments that they did for the shows, and they're all in tears and that. But the only one that genuinely, the few people that to me sort of genuinely seemed upset were Edge, obviously Chavo, and CM Punk seemed genuinely upset because he was supposed to face him that night, wasn't he, for the title? And it were apparently a match CM Punk had been looking forward to for a long time, you know, actually getting into the ring with a guy who, you know, he thought so much of and, you know, had so much respect for. And then obviously they found out what had happened. So, yeah, you can see now why they are so, you know, strict with concussions, because like I said earlier, who wants another Benoit incident? But I mean,
the WWE does not want a repeat of that, which I completely understand. Why?
Yeah. Totally. But before they realised it were concussions, they were all blaming it on steroids, weren't they? They were saying it was a roid rage attack and all this sort of stuff. So you never know what's going to happen, what happened. And like I say, I don't think we will. If there was any foul play, then I'm pretty sure police would have been onto it by now. But yeah, going back to the video I watched about Javo, apparently Benoit's dad went to put some rubbish in the bin a few days later and found Benoit's diary at the top of it. But the bin had already been emptied since it happened, and he'd just been filling it up with stuff as he found it. And then the diary was put at the top of the bin. So, who knows?
There's one thing that a lot of people seem to ignore, that because they always point their fingers at Kevin Sullivan. How come no one's never really thought, like, the Canadian Mafia probably would have done it? I mean, they did the same thing what happened to Dino Bravo. He got murdered by the Canadian Mafia.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if the Mafia were after him for, protection, as there seems to be the thing, and give him a percentage of his money, and he said no. I suppose it's like anything, isn't it? Or maybe he did something to someone along the line, and I don't know. I mean, so there's so many theories and stories and stuff. I don't think we'll ever know.
Really. Yeah, for me personally, I don't think Kevin Sullivan would have done that. I mean, I don't think he did it, to be honest.
No, I mean, a lot of that just came from when Nancy left Kevin Sullivan, didn't she, to be with Chris Benoit. Apparently he shouted backstage, "Oh, I'll kill you, Benoit." Who's never shouted something like that at somebody in anger? I know I have. Yeah. I can also say I've shouted at somebody, "Oh, I'll kill you," but I wouldn't actually do it.
Yeah, I know, right?
But you say a lot of stupid things when you're angry.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but now with the Benoit thing, I heard there's a case going on about it right now. And yeah, they're reopening it.
So maybe they do think there's foul play involved then.
Yeah, I mean, like there are so much unanswered questions out there, and part of me believes it's going to be unsolved. It will get unsolved one day. I hope it will be solved, but it's going to stay unsolved for a while. Something tells me it's going to stay unsolved.
Yeah, I think it'll be one they'll maybe reopen it, go over everything again, but yeah, I don't think we'll ever really know what happened.
Sad but true.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of fans that want Chris Benoit to go in the Hall of Fame, even right now. Do you want to see Benoit in the Hall of Fame right now?
I would love to in a heartbeat, but I don't see it happening given what happened. If it came out that there was foul play involved and Benoit didn't have anything to do with it, then I think WWE would put him in the Hall of Fame the next time round. If he got cleared August this year, they did another thing, everything come out, and they're like, no, it weren't him, he didn't do it. We found evidence, somebody else was involved, blah, 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 blah. I think he'd probably go in the Hall of Fame next year. I have no doubt. But
it's still such a shame. It's still a shame to this day.
It is. It's just a big mess, really.
Did you hear they're going to be making a movie about Chris Benoit?
Yeah, me and you have talked about this. With Liv Schreiber supposed to be playing him.
Yeah, I think it's the guy who played. Have you ever seen Wolverine Origins?
Hugh Jackman?
Yeah. No, not Hugh Jackman. The guy who played Sabretooth.
Yeah, Liv Schreiber, isn't it?
Yeah, I heard that he was going to play Benoit.
Yeah, that's what me and you discussed, because we said facially, bulk him up a bit, and he could get away as a good Chris Benoit. But I've not heard anything else about the film. I mean, like me and you, I've talked about him. I said, yeah, I'd definitely go see it.
It's going to be sad to watch, and I know a lot of people said they're not going to go watch it, but for me, it's just like I'll go see it for sure. Yeah. If the movie ever comes out. I already know what the movie's going to be called, though.
Is it what title have they gone with?
It's called Crossface.
That was the last title I heard, but yeah. Christ. Yeah, I'd definitely go see it.
Tasteful, isn't it?
Shot. But to this day, it's still sad about what happened to the Benoit family. I hope we'll get some answers someday down the road. But unfortunately, right now, it's still unsolved. And for me, right now, about the Benoit thing, part of me understands why WWE is not going to mention him and all that kind of stuff. Part of me does. and part of me doesn't. But I'm not gonna beg like other fans have done about Benoit and all that kind of stuff. I'm just gonna let whatever happens, like, because there's no point of begging and all that kind of stuff to the WWE or demanding to the WWE, because fans still do that to this day. And the WWE gonna listen? No.
Yeah. No. I mean, they have people trawling YouTube to look for any of their content without their permission in videos. Then we'll see, the thousands of videos of people, ranting about pay-per-views and how crap they were. Do you think they really care? No. It's like we've said, Vince makes his millions and he's not bothered. If he turns out, if WWE has a crap year, as long as he's making money, he's not bothered.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, speaking of Vince, Mr. Bones already spoiled the next question I was going to ask you.
The XFL.
What is your thought about the XFL returning?
Well, I never actually saw the original one because we don't have the means to watch it over here in the UK. Well, we didn't back then anyway. That I know of. Well, I didn't know that much. I think it failed once. That should be a big clue as to how you're going to get on a second time round. There was something on YouTube. Was it Wrestle Talk TV? That's a channel over here in the UK.
Yeah,
they're quite good. The two guys who do that. Yeah, it's a really good show. And there was something on there. I've not watched the video because the title of it was just lunacy and it put me off. But it was about Vince selling the WWE to fund the XFL, and I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Well,
it's not going to happen.
Well, funny thing is you say that is because the XFL is returning in 2020.
Wow.
So in a way, I think Vince did do that, because Vince has said in interviews that he wants to bring the XFL back. But this time, he's actually taken his time to put together the football and all that kind of stuff. First time, he just rushed things. He didn't wait. He started it a year later, and all the stuff that he planned on booking and all that kind of stuff failed miserably. So this time, Vince, what I've heard is he's actually taking his time, planning things, and that's why it's coming out in 2 years.
So is it, because I know last time from what I read, it was essentially the NFL with teams like that, but there were slight changes to the rules.
Josh.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. How dare you? How dare you bring the XFL back?
Oh, yeah. Blame the guy that could. I didn't do nothing. Well, technically, I kind of did. I said I wouldn't mind seeing it come back because. Well, look at football today, right now, bud. There's so much controversy.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to football.
Well, here's the thing. There's so much controversy right now here for football is that we have a lot of the football players kneeling before the national anthem. People complain about this or complain about that. I was just like, you know what? Maybe the XFL would probably be nice to watch because at least it's wrestling related a little.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've read about the players kneeling. We have it in the newspaper mentioned it, and I don't know if you know, but they have over here. They play certain games. They come over to England and play them at Wembley.
Yeah,
and they have matches over here with one of my best mates, like a brother. He actually got to go and watch it with one of his friends, and I asked him, I says, what were it like? And he says, it were amazing. He says, the atmosphere was just ridiculous. And yeah, he come back and he loved it. I've never watched. I used to watch it when I was a teenager. I used to watch it on a Sunday morning, but it were only highlights. So, but yeah, I've never actually sat down as an adult and watched a full NFL match. Well, I can't. I don't have the sports package, for my TV thing. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the XFL's actually like second time round.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested. I'm kind of curious about the XFL. Maybe because back then I had no interest to watch it because as a little kid for me, I was just like thinking I had no interest in watching football. I just want to watch wrestling.
Yeah.
And now as an adult, I was like, maybe I could give the XFL like a chance. I mean, like if it ever came here. But
I mean, watch it for nothing, can you? It's, you know, if you don't like it, you don't like it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
But in my opinion, will it succeed? No.
No.
That's just my opinion, though, because if it failed once, well, maybe second time's a charm. Maybe.
Yeah.
No,
Maybe second time we'll sort it out.
But the one thing I'm kind of worried about is like, okay, it comes out in 2020. Vince is like, what, 70?
That's staple.
Yeah, about 70, 71.
Yeah, and 2020? I mean, I hope Vince doesn't die anytime soon. I mean, just thinking about that.
71 is 72, 73 or something like that. So, I mean, I don't think he'll be doing much of the running. He'll have people running it for him who know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Hopefully they know what they're doing. They're not just a bunch of yes men.
Oh, gosh.
You know,
Kevin Dunn.
Yeah.
Did I grab my...
Do you know Kevin Dunn hates Becky Lynch?
Really?
Yeah, because he doesn't like her promos because she speaks funny.
Could that be because she's Irish?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying it. That's the honest to God truth.
That's like sitting down and saying I don't like Drew McIntyre because he speaks funny. That Wade Barrett always spoke funny. So does Neville. It's called an accent. Yeah.
Jesus.
I think I know why Kevin Dunn says that. Why he doesn't like Becky.
Go on.
I think I know why. I think I know why.
Why?
She turned him down.
Yeah.
She turned him down.
That's my guess because
that's the stupidest reason, though. That's worse than what was it, Vince Russo? That's worse than him.
Vince Russo.
At least
Worse than Vince Russo.
Yeah, nothing's worse than Vince Russo. I swear to God, bro.
Vince Russo's biggest fan is Vince Russo.
Yeah. You remember Damian Sandow's gimmick in TNA, Aaron Rex, when he was wearing all the jewelry, the makeup, and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, he looked like a piss poor pimp.
Yeah, Mr. Bones is still saying to this day, Vince
Russo had something to do with it.
Even though I keep telling them Vince Russo's banned from TNA.
That doesn't mean he didn't pay someone on the outside to go in and do it for him.
There you go.
It was an inside job.
Inside job. He just said you just created a conspiracy. Oh, God. All right. You watched the Royal Rumble, right?
I did.
What is your thoughts on...
My review video is up on my channel.
Yeah, so were you happy?
oWoUK as well.
Yeah, he's got 2 YouTube channels, by the way, everybody. It's Rick Pete and oWoUK. Go subscribe to both of them.
Yeah.
So what is your I mean, I know there's a video, but I also want to know, like, what was your reaction when you saw that Shinsuke and Asuka won?
Who did I tell you 3 weeks before the Women's Royal Rumble happened was going to win?
Yeah, you told me.
I said Asuka. And did I or did I? Oh, no, I didn't actually, but I said I was going to tell you, go put some money on it because I was going to, but I didn't. Yeah, so Asuka I knew was going to win.
Part of me is glad that I didn't put money on the line because I lost big time.
Yeah, I knew Asuka would win.
Part of me really did believe that I thought Stephanie McMahon was going to enter because it's always got to be about her. That's why I thought she was going to enter.
No.
You said the same thing. You thought she was going to do the same thing.
Yes. No, she wasn't going to win, though, because she's fucking terrible.
But she's a McMahon.
She's terrible.
We know that.
I mean, I had no doubt Asuka was going to win it, but at one point, and I don't know why, it was when Michelle McCool came in and started launching people left, right, and centre. There was a part of me thought Mrs. Undertaker could win this.
That would have been kind of cool, actually.
You know, that would have been a hell of a comeback.
Definitely. I mean, like, how long has she been out of the ring?
Oh, two. I don't know. A long time.
I believe it was 2010 or 2012
Yeah,
the last time we saw her.
Yes, somewhere between 6 and 8 years then.
Her last match was against Layla, I think it was.
Yeah, because they split up, didn't they?
That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
To give credit, all of the women who came back.
Long
in the ring. I mean,
you know which one shocked me the most to see in the Rumble?
Molly Holly.
Yes. When I saw Molly Holly, I was like, oh my God, she's in the Rumble. I actually marked out when I saw her.
Right. This is going to sound bad because I'm a man, but I don't mean to. I mean, all of them wrestling wise looked great.
No.
Kelly, wow. Tori Wilson, wow. Lita, wow. Molly Holly for the first time ever, wow. And when she did the Molly go down off the top rope on Sasha, I was sat there like, oh my God, that was awesome.
I know, right?
I'm like, just keep this replay in the corner over and over again because I could watch this all night. It was just amazing.
I was so happy to see Molly
I wouldn't have
Holly.
thought she'd have done anything like that. I mean, maybe, you know, jump around a bit, but I didn't expect that at all. For somebody who, I don't know if she's been in the ring for ages or, you know, what, but that was...
Her last time being in the WWE ring was back in 2004.
Has she not been doing anything on the independents then? She just completely left wrestling and then, you know, just does a bit of training, comes back and it's a Molly go around like, you know, she does it every night before she goes to bed. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Women's Rumble, I thought it should have gone first, but then I realised why they put it on last because it was such a big historical moment and groundbreaking and all that malarkey.
And of course, Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
She wasn't in though.
Yes, lovely Ronda.
I love Ronda too.
She came at the very end.
Yeah.
Why?
Because WWE.
Yeah, because forget logic.
Yeah, forget logic.
Yeah.
I would have said something else beginning with F, but you know, I want to change.
I understand, man. Yeah. Thank you, by the way.
I reject your logic.
But the one thing I was kind of disappointed is that I actually picked Ronda Rousey to be in the Rumble and winning it. But that was just, I was just trying to, it was like one of those like bonus points if I get it right. 0 points from me. It's just like,
I loved seeing Ronda Rousey. To me, and I've seen loads of other people on YouTube and everything who said the same, it did kind of take the shine off Asuka's win.
It did.
I mean, why they couldn't have Asuka win the Rumble, leave it at that, and then Monday night, Asuka still not have made a decision, have Charlotte Flair on Raw, have Alexa Bliss in ring, have Asuka come down, then have Ronda Rousey come down.
Yeah, that could have probably been happening, but I also...
Asuka picks Alexa Bliss because that's who she's going to face realistically. She's going to go for the Raw Women's title. And then when they say, oh, so that leaves you free for WrestleMania then, Charlotte. Boom, Ronda Rousey's music hits. She walks down to the ring. She looks at Charlotte Flair and she just pointed at the WrestleMania. So not quite as cheesily as she did at the Rumble because to me that just looked really forced. Yeah. You know, like when wrestlers do it, it's like, you know, there, that's it. You can see it in the face. It's like, yeah, there, that's where we're going. But when she did it, it was like, point, look, point, look.
Gosh.
Yeah, and it was like, you know, look again, look around and point again. Must point at the WrestleMania. It didn't seem natural.
Part of me believes that I think she forgot, like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to keep pointing. All right, wait, I'm supposed to keep pointing again. Like, I think she forgot. Like, there's something part of me believes, like, there was something in the script that she was supposed to do or something like that, but she completely forgot it, so she just kept pointing.
Yeah, I mean, but she just pointed at the WrestleMania sign, so it's like, well, which one of the three are you wanting to face at WrestleMania? I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be Charlotte. But there's been a theory, you know, because Asuka's been using the armbar a lot lately. I don't know if you've noticed it.
I have.
Yeah. Well, what will Ronda Rousey's go-to submission in the Octagon?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, that's one theory that came up, that she might face Asuka and it'd be like, you know, who's the queen of the armbar, and I'm like, no, WWE will write it a lot better than this. It won't be who's the queen of the armbar. It will be Asuka winning the women's title at WrestleMania and Ronda Rousey kicking Charlotte Flair's ass. That's my prediction now. I'm banking that one now. So you've got it. You know that's my prediction for Mania.
I'll write it down, brother.
Yeah, I could be wrong. It's been known. But yeah, I have no issue with Ronda Rousey going to SmackDown, and
neither do I. Straight
away becoming women's champion. And it's like Charlotte Flair has held the belt for so long; it's just got boring now. It's like me and you talked about her and Sasha Banks swapping the belt every week, and then they let Bayley have a play with it, and then Charlotte took it back off her, and then and then she went over to SmackDown, and they had the brilliant storylines over there, and you were like, this is brilliant because it doesn't involve Charlotte Flair. She gets drafted to SmackDown, and everybody went, she's going to win belt, and lo and behold, boom, she's won belt.
Sad but true. So I mean, here's the thing. I like Charlotte. I think she's an attractive woman. But here's the thing. I just got really bored of her winning the belt, with her and Sasha. A lot of people still talk gratefully about those matches with her and Sasha. I was like, I got super bored. I mean, their Hell in a Cell match was boring.
A lot of some of the matches there were good.
Yeah, I'll admit to that.
Well, it's just like I said, they were like kids with a toy. They'd share it between them, then they let Bayley play with it once, and then they took it back off Bayley, and then shared it again.
It's like me and Mr. Bowens fighting over for the douchebag belt. It's like, okay, my belt now.
Yo, fuck you. It's my fuck you.
It's like that.
That is essentially what the Raw Women's belt was reduced to.
Son, you touch my phone again, I'll kick you in the nuts.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
Dropping that promo, that would have been interesting. Charlotte, you take my belt again, I'll kick you in the nuts.
I
don't remember that one.
Yeah, I know, right? But
yeah, I have no issue with Ronda Rousey becoming women's champion.
Neither do I. No. But there's one thing I do want to know, what is the rest of the women going to do? Carmella still misses Money in the Bank, which, by the way, I predicted that was going to happen. And Nathan, if you're watching this, I'm never going to stop bragging about it. But
exaggeration, no one cares.
I do. But do you think she'll cash in and money at WrestleMania?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, she's got until WrestleMania now, hasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Because it used to be 12 months, didn't it, from Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which is... What month is Money in the Bank in?
The Money in the Bank pay-per-view, I think, last year was in July, I believe.
Yeah. So, yeah, because it used to run from pay-per-view to pay-per-view, didn't it? So, they had up until, the SmackDown or whatever before the pay-per-view to cash it in, didn't they? Because then if they didn't cash it in, they'd have had it. But obviously nobody were ever not going to cash it in. I think, right, this is what I think. This is a little bit of fantasy booking and possibly what could happen. Charlotte faces Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey kicks her ass, new champion. Carmella comes down, tries to cash in, gets her ass kicked. Boom, cash in failed.
I could see it. Well, technically, I would put my money on Ronda winning that one anytime. As much as I like Carmella, yeah, she ain't gonna win that one. Nah, no way.
But no. I think they've given Carmella the briefcase on the back of the James Ellsworth story.
My boy.
Yeah, and then they're looking at it legitimately. Carmella's not really champion material. She's not really going to be able to carry that brand.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe if she got more work and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's it. But at the moment, you just don't see Carmella convincingly being able to beat Charlotte Flair for title.
Do you want to hear the original storyline for WrestleMania?
I don't.
For the SmackDown Women's title?
Shut your whore mouth right now.
Shut up.
It sounds terrible.
But it's perfect. It's brilliant, actually. It was supposed to be Charlotte Flair versus James Ellsworth for the SmackDown Women's title.
Oh my God, that sounds terrible. It's funny, but it sounds terrible.
Yeah, I'm with Mr. Bones on this one.
But here's the thing.
Winning the women's title.
Fuck.
Here's the thing. James Ellsworth was supposed to win. And then Carmella cashes in and gets the belt.
Wow. That's definitely out there.
Josh, that sounds like shit.
It does.
You know who wrote that storyline, don't you? That's a Vince Russo storyline.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm laughing at it, because it's a Vince Russo booking.
Josh,
that's almost up there with the Buff Bagwell's curse match.
Oh, don't remind me of that one. No.
What?
Buff Bagwell's mom on a pole match in WCW.
That's the thing that happened.
I'm just showing him all the Vince Russo stuff, and he still hates me to this day for it.
Oh, and he's so right that he should.
Josh, Vince Russo had something to do with it.
Yeah, I'm Vince Russoing him.
You are Vince Russo.
That's borderline.
Whatever his last name.
Just wait till you get to the TNA Vince Russo bookings.
Oh, Vince Russo. Okay. Now I forgot his name for a second.
Oh God. Mr. Bones knows this, and everybody else does. There is one TNA pay-per-view I still regret buying. John laughs about it all the time, and it's the Jeff Hardy versus Sting Victory Road pay-per-view. I bought that to watch it.
You made a terrible decision, Josh.
I paid $50 to order the pay-per-view.
You paid
$50.
$50 to get shit in your hand.
I used my allowance to buy the pay-per-view.
Josh. You wished in one hand and shit in the other.
Hey.
And you got a whole lot of shit.
I am still so mad about it. I was just like,
I would be. But at the end of the day, I mean, if you'd have known that what was going to happen, you wouldn't have bought it.
Yeah.
Nobody expected to see that. I mean, that was just, wow. That were a whole level of, I mean, he shouldn't have even been in the ring.
I don't get why he went in the ring.
They even tried to stop him backstage, but he told them, no, hit the music, I'm going out. And it was like the worst match ever, because when you see Eric Bischoff come out, he goes over to Jeff Hardy and that's me telling him, look, get out of the ring now. And he's like, no. So he went over to Sting and he went, right.
For the love of God, pin this guy.
Yeah, get it over and done with quickly. But yeah, that were a terrible match. I mean, if you were to meet Jeff Hardy and ask him what's his biggest mistake in TNA, his answer would probably be for that match in the state that he was in.
Actually, it's funny you say that, because a fan did ask him that one time, and he still says that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like one of the biggest matches of your career, wrestling Sting, and you turn up absolutely out your tree.
And the one thing is, I'm happy, is that I don't think Jeff Hardy's like that anymore.
Apparently he's clean now.
Which is good.
Yeah, because the guy's still a hell of a talent. I mean, at WrestleMania when they came out, I was just absolutely bouncing around the room.
It's actually kind of funny. It's actually funny as I think about the Victory Road pay-per-view. TNA came to Eugene, Oregon, and 2 days before that, it was the Victory Road pay-per-view. They came to Eugene, and I got to meet Jeff Hardy and Matt before he was broken. This was during the Immortal days with Hogan and Flair. But when I got to meet Jeff, he's like such the nicest guy you ever would meet.
Yeah, but
it's just like you're talking to a friend of yours that you haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah, I'd love to meet Jeff Hardy. I'd love to meet Matt Hardy too, actually.
And Victory Road.
Shut up about the Victory Road.
Few wrestlers I'd like to meet, actually. I've never actually got to meet any of them.
Come here.
Really?
Come here, buddy.
I've met Mick Foley.
What was that like?
He did a thing. It was on the UK tour, and it was an evening with Mick Foley. My girlfriend got me tickets for Christmas.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And he basically went on stage and he told some stories and stuff about, wrestling and that. And then afterwards, she bought me the meet and greet ones. And basically, you went and you could have your photo taken with him, and it signed 2 items. Well, I didn't know what to take, so I took my greatest hits and misses DVD or something.
Nice.
Like that.
Yeah, I know that one.
Loads of people were going into HMV that night and buying the new one because you could see the wrappers all over Leeds City Centre where they'd unwrapped it straight away, so it looked like they'd had it ages. And you could see them all over town, and you could see them all going up with the same DVD. And then when I gave him mine to sign, you could see it in his face. It was like, "Oh God, this is a change from when I've been signing." But I didn't realise I'd left my ticket on the top of it, so he signed my ticket and the DVD cover. So I've got the ticket in the DVD cover.
Nice.
And I had a photo taken with him, but you could use your own phone or flash. You gave it to some guy and or camera phone or an actual camera, and they took the photo for you while you were with him. But it says if you're going to use a flash, I'm going to have to look away. It says because obviously with the concussions and that, if he sits for too many photos with flashes on, it gives him a headache. So yeah, I said, well, the flashing on mine, so he looked straight at mine, which is if you look at the intro video of my videos, there's a picture of me and Mick Foley, and it's quite dark. But I had to brighten it up using something on the computer to give it a bit more light because the photo was so dark. I mean, it's still pretty dark now, but I only did that because I knew that he'd look at the camera rather than be looking away from it. So yeah. I just know I haven't got the flash on, so he looked straight at the camera for mine. But yeah, that were a good night with that.
That's really cool, man.
Mick Flair did a one in Leeds, but as you can imagine, that sold out in no time at all. That were just sold out so fast, it were unreal. But yeah, I've never actually met any wrestlers at the shows I've been to. When we went to Sheffield last May, we saw the coach. We went from the arena, we went to get something to eat. And as we were coming back to the arena, all the fans had gone. And the coach with the wrestlers was setting off. And I could see AJ Styles on the coach, sat down. And I had my AJ Styles t-shirt on. And everything, and I was like, if it looks, I am so just going to wave or do something really dorky. It's just going to go like, what a tool. But yeah, we definitely saw it with AJ Styles. You could see, even though the windows on the coach were tinted, you could make out outlines. But it was definitely AJ Styles that we saw because he was sat near the front. I'm 99.9% sure it was AJ Styles, and my friend said it looked like AJ Styles as well. So, but yeah, but I've never, other than Mick Foley, I've not actually met any of them at a show because they usually just shepherd him out, put him on a coach, and off the go sort of thing. But when I went to ICW, you could have your photo taken with Trent Seven before the show, but he were charging. Ooh. And I was like, yeah, I'm not bothered about paying for my photo with him, you know. But afterwards, me and my friend got straight out of there because we had to catch a bus home, and the bus had stopped running at a certain time. But if we'd have hung around another 20 minutes or so, some of them were coming out and just having photos taken with the fans. And I was like, damn it, for the sake of 20 minutes, we could have hung around and just got loads of photos with loads of wrestlers.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things you don't think, you just think, I want to get home, I need to get home sort of thing. So
yeah, I was like that when the Honky Tonk Man came over here one time.
Wow. That'd be pretty cool to meet him.
Yeah, I got to meet him, and I was wearing my Hatchet Man necklace, right? And he was like, "You damn juggalos, you never leave me alone." But he was such a cool guy, and I bought a picture from him. It was one of his WWE 2K poster pictures from.
Oh yeah.
And I bought it from him, and he just asked me what my name was. And then out of nowhere, he added something extra on the autograph picture. He said, Hatchet Man. And such a cool guy. But the one thing I wish I could have got is I had a guest, have him as a guest on the show. But he was extremely busy because he had a big line. And I was just like, I didn't want to bug him about it. But he said $5 for a picture. And I was like, no, I need food. I need something to drink. So no. So, but I got an autograph picture from him. That's all I care about. I was like, I got to meet him. It was like, that was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
But the one thing that made me want to keep doing my show is when I had Mari Jannetty as a guest on my show.
Yeah, I remember that.
When the cool thing about that is when I got to ask him is like, I know you're probably going to be super tired or busy after the show, but I would love it if it would be an honor if you could be a guest on my show. Would that be okay? He's like, you know, brother, yeah, definitely for sure. I'll meet you after the show.
Awesome.
And I got to meet him, and a lot of people said he was a tool, like a jerk, and I'm like, but he was super nice. Like, we were just talking about wrestling. Even after the show, I got to talk to him, and great guy. I love to see Marty again. It's just unfortunate, like where he's at this moment, because part of me wants to see him and Sean go in the Hall of Fame together, but something tells me
never.
True. But it's just like he has so much problems with Trips and Stephanie McMahon. That's just one problem.
Yeah, they're two very big problems, though, aren't they? Really, them two.
But the one thing that was so cool about doing this show is that, like, for instance, I got to meet you just randomly on Facebook, just talking about like wrestling and your championship belts and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then look at us now.
Yeah, years later, and yeah, it's weird, isn't it? You just randomly start talking to somebody, and then your friendship just develops and evolves, and it's like, you know, you before you know it, it's like, you know, you're really close, and you know, it's somebody that you can, you know, chat to whenever.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know there's different timings. Like, since you're from the UK, I'm from here, but it's just like it's always nice. It's always great talking to you. And also the video that really touched my heart from one of your videos. I mean, I love all your videos, but the one that touched my heart the most is when you made the videos of you getting the oWo shirts, and just seeing your reaction and all that kind of stuff is just like, you know, that brought a big smile into my face. And my parent, I love that video. And I like I said, I love all your videos, dude. It's just like, but just seeing you just that excited just to get those shirts, I was just like, you know, I'm glad I'm still doing this. I'm so happy. And I'm still glad. And I tell you this all the time. I am super grateful that you're still part of the group. And I'm so thankful that you stuck around with us. And I love you to death, brother. I really do.
When I got the T-shirts, it were like, right now I'm officially part of the group now. It's like, you know, you guys all had your T-shirts. Now we're just like on the, you know, there, and I'm like, yeah, you know. And then when the T-shirts came through the post, I was like, yeah, I'm officially in now. That's it. I'm part of it. Just, you know, yeah, it kind of made it a bit more official to me. You know, as daft as it sounds, but yeah.
I mean, you've been part of the group anyways, even if you didn't have a shirt. But I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I mean, don't you?
But now the thing we need to do now, since we finally get to do this episode, and I'm glad Mr. Bones is with us, now the next thing for us to do is actually you coming over there, coming over here, or me going over there. It's just we get to go to a wrestling show or do something. I mean, I want to see you in public, brother. I want to see you like.
Oh, that would be awesome, yeah, to meet in person. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, never say never, but you know, with work and family and stuff, it's a bit.
That yeah. I understand why. It's just like taking responsibility, right?
Yeah, that's it. You know, you got
taking care of the kids and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I completely understand. But maybe one day, I hope, like for instance, I'm gonna try to go to Survivor Series this year since it's gonna be in Los Angeles, and I really want you to go too, so we could go there and all that kind of stuff.
Awesome.
And my official last WWE show I went to was last year. It was a house show. It wasn't that special, but it was still so much fun to go to.
Yeah, they are.
It's just like, but at the same time, it's just like I would love to have like the whole entire oWo crew at an event, like all of us together. It would be so great.
Oh yeah, it would be cool. I'd love to go over there and go to a couple of indie shows with you guys, and you know, maybe have a go at grabbing hardcore title for a bit. You know,
I was just gonna say, maybe you could be a part of the oWo hardcore videos. Yeah, which, by the way, we're doing more videos.
Yeah,
that's why we haven't uploaded any of them. It's because we're actually working on new storylines at this moment, and this time maybe someone might be coming back for the title.
Mm-hmm.
But in the same time, brother, that'd be really awesome if you came along.
It would be fun, even if it were a case of I won it and had to forfeit it while I were at the airport. It'd still be cool.
Do you know why we made those hardcore videos?
Because you can.
Yeah, not just because of that. It's just like Blue Collar Wrestling had a YouTube title. It was their version of the hardcore title, and I love that championship belt. So I decided to do my own. But instead of us actually trying to be wrestlers, we're showing off like how bad we are.
I don't know. I wouldn't say bad. I enjoy watching them. I think they're good.
Well, no, that's the whole point. We're showing like we're not that good. We're not trained and all that. But if we could get someone to laugh and enjoy it, we're doing our job. That's what we're trying to do. But because here's the thing, me and Chris actually got some people sending us messages, just messaging us, taking it very seriously, getting mad at us because of the whole hardcore thing. And we all mentioned like it's just a show. We're just trying to entertain people. And the one thing that makes it better is that some of the wrestlers who I've met have watched my hardcore videos, and they said it was like the most funniest thing they've ever seen. Like, it's because we're not taking ourselves like seriously. We're actually trying to be comedic, like making people laugh, think of stories and names and all that kind of stuff. Like, for instance, Mr. Bones. Everybody knew this. He's the referee.
And I was just about to say actually that the similarity between Mr. Bones and the masked referee is just scary. I mean, you put a mask on Mr. Bones, I mean, he looks just like the ref.
I know, right? Doesn't he look like the referee?
He does look a lot like the referee.
What?
He doesn't even know what we're talking about.
He's too busy tickling his
Yeah, he's yeah. Doesn't he look like the referee? Everybody.
You put a mask on him right now, and I'd swear that's the referee.
Yeah, Mr. Bones, are you the referee?
He's scary.
Nope, he says no.
Ask him if he's the president of the Dolph Ziggler fan club.
Are you the president of the Dolph Ziggler fan club?
No!
See, now that's a no. The first one I wasn't convinced that's a no.
That is a big no right there.
Yeah, that was an indefinite no.
What is your thoughts about the whole Dolph Ziggler thing right now?
I think his return was wasted at Rumble.
Yeah. Do you want to hear? I heard the original plans was that he was supposed to face Bobby Roode for the U.S. title in the pre-show.
Yeah, well, on the pre-show would have been a shame. I didn't watch the kickoff show, but I heard that Bobby Roode defended the US title on it
against Mojo Rawley.
Yeah,
Mojo Jojo.
But there probably would have been a better opponent.
No,
yeah.
How dare you, Josh?
Anderson and Gallows lost to the Revival.
I'm actually kind of disappointed that they didn't save the U.S. title match at the pay-per-view against him and Jinder Mahal. They just wasted it. That, in my opinion, I think they wasted it.
I can see why they did it. It's kind of we need a US champion moving into pay-per-view. So it made sense in that aspect. But like you say, it would have been good to see it at the pay-per-view. What I was kind of expecting was for Ziggler to come back on SmackDown Live and just say, obviously, he should still be recognized as US champion. Daniel Bryan can't say, well, no, you left the belt and you walked out. But then Ziggler said, well, I never actually said that I quit. I just said that then people didn't deserve me as champion, blah, 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 whatever. And
so do you think they're going to do the whole Razor versus Shawn Michaels thing?
Yeah, but I was
comes out with the US title. Bobby Roode comes out with the US title.
I was expecting Ziggler to debut a new US title.
Oh.
Which, yeah, I read it on somewhere else, or heard it on, it might have been somebody on YouTube, said that that's what they were expecting, Ziggler to return with a new US title, and said that this is the true US title and he's the true US champion.
Yeah.
Etc. But yeah, I think Ziggler and Roode are obviously going to have to reignite their feud if Ziggler wants the US title back, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Yeah.
Okay, one final question. WrestleMania. What do you predict that will happen at WrestleMania?
I think Nakamura will win. Roman Reigns will challenge Brock Lesnar and win.
And finally, the Universal title gets to be on TV for once.
Yeah, we actually get to see the belts. You know, if it weren't for Replica being advertised on Euroshop, I'd have forgot what it looked like.
I know, right?
what else? Tag team wise, I think we're going to see Seth Rollins versus Jason Jordan somewhere down on lower card.
Rusev Mudrya, Rusev Machka.
We might see Rusev Day go for tag titles.
Do you celebrate Rusev Day?
Every other day.
Yeah. Happy Rusev Day, everybody, by the way.
Yeah, tomorrow's, it's Rusev Day now in the UK. It's 25 past 1. So, yeah. Even my girlfriend got on the Rusev Day thing.
Really? She's on the Rusev.
You know about that? Because you don't watch wrestling. I mean, I watch it on the laptop and she'll be sat near me, but she doesn't watch it. But she's like, I know about Rusev Day. And I'm like, how do you know about Rusev Day? And she went, I just know. And I went, you've been on Facebook today? She went, yeah. And it was the day you posted about Happy Rusev Day. And I went, you're friends with Josh, aren't you? She went, yes. I'm like, Josh put a post up about Rusev Day, didn't he? She went, yes. So
that's hilarious.
That explains how she knows about it then.
Do you think Rusev Day will win the SmackDown Tag Team titles at WrestleMania?
Oh, I don't know. I like the Usos as champions, but I think a bit of a shake-up is needed. Pardon me. When's the next draft?
I don't know.
If it's pre-Mania, I can see maybe Benjamin and Gable getting their rugby mitts on titles. Usos going to Raw.
Winning the Raw tag team belts?
That would be awesome. I mean, I like the Bar. Don't get me wrong, I do like the Bar, and I think they're great. And how they've done the story of them hating each other to having just enough, respect for each other to get through to actually becoming a proper team is really good. And I think they do work well together. But yeah, I think Usos going to Raw would shake things up a bit.
I could see them like facing the Bar and all that kind of stuff.
Burr.
Yeah. Or maybe
Mr. Bones calls the Bar the Burr. And why is that?
They haven't earned the
or maybe have Usos get drafted to Raw, Bar to SmackDown, and then just let them basically automatically give them the belts because they are champions. And then, that shakes that whole thing up. But yeah, back to WrestleMania. Nakamura I can see winning. If it done, it's still going to be a hell of a match, and I'm predicting that's going to be the match of the night.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, you've only got to look at their Intercontinental title match from New Japan.
I actually found out what the match might be for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania.
Go on.
It's going to be Miz versus Braun Strowman.
Then
the Miz versus Braun Strowman
will pull the Miz's head off and physically throw it into the 15th row.
Yeah.
I could cope with Braun Strowman as Intercontinental Champion. Anybody but the Miz.
I want to see Braun win some gold. I mean,
do you think Miz will beat Jericho's record?
Yes.
Yeah, so do I, which is upsetting.
Yeah. At first, I actually thought Wade Barrett was going to do it, but when he left, I was like, now I know who's going to break it.
He was touted for a Royal Rumble return, which got me a little bit excited because obviously, he's British and I'm a fan, as you know.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Wade Barrett too. I've been a big fan of his since NXT.
Yeah, I think Miz might beat Jericho's record. I mean, you know how upset I was when Demolition, their record got beaten by Not So New Day.
Yeah, I was mad about it too, to be honest.
I was fuming. I just can't believe they've done that. They've let these three clowns beat Demolition's record.
It's so stupid, isn't it?
It's just the biggest slap in the face ever.
A big slap in the face. I mean, Demolition, one of my all-time favorite greatest tag teams of all time, and they're still not in the Hall of Fame. It makes me furious.
British Bulldogs, they should be in the Hall of Fame as well.
Yes,
Josh, call me man tits.
They probably whatever.
I said, Josh, call me man tits. Calm down. I'm a doctor. I know it's bad.
You are no doctor. If you're a doctor, I'll pray for whoever is your patient.
You made the wrong choice.
But do you think? Yeah, I agree with the Demolition. Hi, Ozzy. What about like Davey Boy Smith with the Heart Foundation.
Yeah, putting the Heart Foundation into a group would be good. I mean, I think with the whole thing with the Heart Foundation is you've only got to look at the members. You know, like Jim the Anvil Neidhart had drug issues. David Boy Smith, drug issues. Brian Pillman had issues. Owen Hart, obviously, we all know the story there. And that, you know, obviously bridges have got to be built between his wife and his widow and, you know, the WWE. But I don't know if we'll ever see the Bulldog or any of them in the Hall of Fame. I think, you know, I mean, you've got the Dynamite Kid documentary.
Yes. It's one of my favorites.
It makes me laugh about that. I've watched it, and the fact that obviously it's sold over there in the States, they have to put subtitles at the bottom so you guys can understand him. Whereas, like, to me, it's like it's just a guy with a Manchester accent. But to you, like, you'd be like, what the hell's he saying?
But the funny thing is, here's the funny thing. I understood what he was saying. I actually understand what he's saying.
Yeah, a lot of people did, but some people are like, I don't understand what he's saying. I'm like, it's an English accent. It's just a different, you know, different part of England where we all have different accents. Like,
but there was a couple of times in the documentary he did mumble a couple of times. But
yeah,
I was just like,
think that's why they put the subtitles up for, like, if he mumbled or if he were a bit slurred, so you could understand what he was saying. I mean, to look at him in his prime and look at him now, it's just sad.
I made a tribute video about a Dynamite Kid, and I remember when I first made my top 10 wrestlers who I would love to meet. Yeah. And I mentioned, like, my parents are going to be shocked about this, but Hulk Hogan's not number one. I mentioned I've always wanted to meet Dynamite Kid. And the funny thing is, when I shared that on Twitter, Bret Hart liked the video.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I know on the documentary, Bret Hart, you know, did acknowledge that Dynamite had a lot of issues, but also did state that he's one of the best wrestlers he's ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Davey Richards, who narrated the documentary, is a well-known fan of Dynamite.
Oh.
I mean, Davey Richards is a modern Dynamite Kid almost.
Yeah, but there's one thing about Davey Richards. He is a douchebag.
I don't know. I've never met him, but as a wrestler,
I have, and he is a douche.
Did you meet him as the singles, or was he with Eddie Edwards?
And he was by himself. I asked him about, like, if it would be okay after the show, if you could be a bit special guest on the show. And he's like, yeah, I can. And then I don't know where he just left.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I know. And the funny thing is that some of the fans have said this at some of the DOA shows, is that he is a douche. I mean, but it's just, part of me thinks it's just like, I think he's like that because he travels a lot.
Yeah.
And traveling can make you an angry guy sometimes. I mean, look at Andre.
You're traveling all the time. You've got flights. You've got, you know, connecting flights, connecting this, that, and other. And one misses it, knacks up your whole day and stresses you out. And then you've got to get there. And, you know, times is often going to be jet lagged, or, you know.
Yeah, part of me was like, thinking, like, he's a douche. I mean, like, he says no, he says yes, and then I don't know where he leaves. But then after the show, I was like, thinking, like, he was probably in a hurry to catch his flight.
That's it, yeah.
And also, too, I didn't know he was married to Angelina Love at the time. I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, I didn't know that until it came out in the storyline. It was real life wife and all that. Oh, that's quite shocking.
Did you know Davey Richards dated Sonny one time?
Dated who?
Sonny.
Yeah. Oh, I'm probably me and you are probably the only, and John probably the only three people Sonny hasn't been with. Yeah.
Every time I see Sonny, and if that ever happened, like, stay away.
Yeah, you look at her and you just get the impression she's just sticky.
Yeah.
She's like, you know, you watch Family Guy?
Yes, I do.
The episode where Peter's in the studio with Christina Aguilera.
Yes.
To all five senses. I kind of get the impression that's what Sonny would be like.
I mean, it's kind of sad in the same time about Sonny and all that kind of stuff. But right now, it's just like, oh my God, just
Yeah. Apparently, in the video that she released, she's wearing a Hall of Fame ring.
I'm old.
Yeah, I got told that she actually, there's a scene where they actually do a close up on her hand while mid performance, and you can see the WWE Hall of Fame ring on her hand while she's sprawled out.
And how come China's not in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, well, Triple H's response to that was,
Josh, what did you just say?
Okay, you remember how they mentioned why they don't put China in the Hall of Fame, right? Well, Sunny's in the Hall of Fame, and she made a video, and the WWE saying, no, we're not allowing that. But
she did that after she was put into the Hall of Fame.
I know, but it's still kind of if you think about it.
They could remove it from it.
Yeah, that's true. But there is one thing I do want to talk about, Sonny, right there before we go. Is like she called Bailey ugly.
Yeah. Where'd you even go with this one? Sonny 1997. Yes, please. Sonny now. Not even with a stolen one.
No.
No, she's got no right to call anybody ugly. I mean, you know, you compare like Bailey to, I don't know, so like Alexa Bliss, Lana. Yeah, Bailey's not what you'd call sort of obviously attractive, but you know, she's not like far from it.
She's cute.
You know, I think Bailey's great. She's more for the younger end of fans, definitely.
Oh yeah, I even know that.
But I mean, you've only got to look at her entrance with the inflatable guys, and she has fun coming down the ring. And there ain't much of that in wrestling these days. And I think that's what it needs, somebody like that to inject that little bit of fun into it.
Yeah, and also it's just like, you know how fans say they hate the PG thing and all that kind of stuff. But when you see Bailey and she does it, I don't know, or you're like, it puts a big smile on your face. It's like, you know what? I like that. I like that.
That's it. That's what. Yeah, that's what leading up to. Yeah, you know, she does it, and a lot of people say, oh, yeah, but she's for kids. So what? You know, she is a good role model for the kids to look at. You know, work hard at school and, you know, do what you've got to do, but never give up on your dreams. You know, there's nothing wrong with that at all. And it's like Charlotte were doing the whole "you're just Bailey" thing, and she embraced it. Like, yeah, I am just Bailey. What's wrong with being yourself? And it's like, that's another positive message. You know, you can't fault her for what she does.
Yeah.
And for me, she deserved a slightly title.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But I'm glad she won the NXT Women's title as well.
Me too.
She deserved that, definitely.
Do you think we'll see Bailey wrestle at WrestleMania, or do you think she's going to be out?
I can't. No, I don't see her being on main card. I don't think there'll be any. So obviously, you'll probably have maybe Asuka and Bliss will be a WrestleMania match. They might build that one up to Mania if they don't do it before. But unless Bailey earns the #1 contendership, I don't see her being in WrestleMania card, unfortunately. She might do some pre-show if they have like some sort of tag match with Absolution or some stuff like that. But maybe. I don't think she'll be on the main card.
No. Sad, but no.
Yeah, it is. But, you know, I think sometimes they overbook the WrestleMania card and they put a lot.
They do sometimes. They do.
Yeah, but I suppose you've got to make it worth people going out and spending all that money on tickets and, you know, buying the pay-per-view.
What do you think of this year not having Undertaker?
It's going to be weird because you think Undertaker is WrestleMania, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, to me personally, and I'm a, you know, I'm not a, how can I put it? I'm a fan of the Undertaker, but I've not got a load of his t-shirts, that kind of fan, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I've always liked him. He's always been somebody that I've enjoyed watching. But to me, it looked okay in the Reigns match, but it shouldn't have happened. The match with Lesnar should never have happened.
Yeah.
If you watch that match back now, like I have, everything about it, even before He supposedly gets his concussion mid-match. Yeah. Everything about it is just stiff, and he just looks like an old man.
Yeah, I see that. I see that too.
Yeah, and it's like you look at that, and then you look at him, you know, a few years ago, and it's just day and night. It's totally different. But I mean, obviously, old age catches up with all of us. I mean, I'm 39, and you know, when it gets winter over here now, I'm knackered. I feel everything.
Yeah.
So for him to have done everything he's done in wrestling, it's not surprising that he looks a bit when he walks. But you know, I think it's going to be weird without him. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be so weird not seeing Taker at Mania.
Yeah, has he been announced for Hall of Fame yet?
No.
But Goldberg's been announced, hasn't he?
Yeah, and the Dudleys.
And the Dudleys, they've been announced before Undertaker. And
the third person might be Mark Henry.
Really?
Yeah.
He's not. I don't agree with that. I don't think he's had a Hall of Fame career. He's been there a long time, but he's never really done anything. I mean, he's won. What did he win? ECW title.
ECW champion, world champion, European champion.
Champion.
That's it.
But his world champion win was just Filler won it for Batista. Didn't he? When him that injured Batista, so Batista lost the belt to him.
No, actually, Batista vacated the title, and the belt was defended in the Battle Royal, and Kurt Angle won it. Mark Henry didn't win the belt until he faced Randy Orton after Randy Orton beat Christian.
That's it, yeah. Yeah, and then he beat Orton. But yeah, his 3 title runs. He's not a Hall of Fame career, and he's not had loads of really good matches that justify a Hall of Fame spot. I mean, I suppose he's getting it on the merit that he never actually left and came back. You know, like Christian left, went to TNA, and came back, and then, you know, what have you. But no, I don't think Mark Henry justifies a Hall of Fame spot. I'm sorry. A lot of people might disagree and might get a bit, you know, annoyed with that. But
well, here's the thing. I like Mark Henry, but in the same time, I kind of agree.
Yeah, I've never liked him. He's never done anything that's
besides giving birth to a hand with Mae Young.
Oh my God.
Exactly. That's Russo-esque in itself.
The hand.
Yeah, actually, it's funny I mentioned that. Mark Henry did ask Vince when they were getting ready to film that, and Mark Henry did say, "Why a hand?" And you know what Vince said? Nothing. He had no answer.
Yeah, because he had no idea what was going on most of the time. But no, I don't think Mark Henry should have been announced at Hall of Fame. It should have been Undertaker, Goldberg, then Dudley's.
And what about the women and celebrity?
Women. Trish is in Hall of Fame, isn't she?
Yeah.
Lita is.
Oh, how about this? I got 2. But unfortunately, they're both passed away. Luna Vachon and Miss Elizabeth.
Yes. Either of those. Miss Elizabeth, definitely. She should be in there without a doubt. She should have been in there a long time ago.
I agree.
Yeah, either of those 2. Both. Sack it. Take Mark Henry out and put them 2 in.
Yeah. And here's the funny thing. I actually got a celebrity to be in the Hall of Fame. One.
Well,
just one. And he should have been in it a long time ago. Andy Kaufman.
Yes. Yeah, with Jerry the King inducting him.
Yes. I'm still upset that he's never been in it, because think about it. Jerry Lawler, Andy Kaufman. I mean, it's easy right there. I think he should have been in there. Forget some of the celebrities that are in there. Drew Carey, Donald Trump, and all that kind of stuff. Remove them, and especially Snoop Dogg. Why is Snoop Dogg in the Hall of Fame?
He didn't host it once or twice, and yeah, I don't get that either. But you know,
okay, if Snoop Dogg could be in the Hall of Fame, then the Insane Clown Posse should go in there.
Yeah, this needs to happen. Quite frankly, and we should be the ones to induct him.
I think the people who should induct ICP, Jim Cornette. No, I'm just kidding. 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 I'm just kidding.
What are you trying to do, Josh?
Maybe.
What are you trying to do, Josh?
Vampiro, maybe.
Yeah, or have ICP induct Luna Vachon because she was part of Oddities, wasn't she?
That is true. That is definitely true.
Cool. I mean, you've never ICP at the Hall of Fame, but you know.
They're never gonna go in there. I mean, Shaggy.
Ceremony.
Yeah, Shaggy just made a joke about Stephanie McMahon. She was like, she looked all right in the beginning, but now she just looks like Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so far that's our maybe one more prediction about. Actually 2 more predictions for WrestleMania. Do you think, since we were just talking about Taker, if he's not going to be in there, if he does go into WrestleMania, who do you think he will wrestle? If, and I don't want him to, but if he does.
Well, obviously there's Cena rumor, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. There's another rumor.
But it was supposed to be Cena at the end of the street, wasn't it, originally, and then ended up being Lesnar.
Yeah.
I know.
Who told you?
There's obviously the Undertaker and Sting rumor, but Sting squashed that and said that that was never going to happen, really.
Yeah, and also Sting suffered a bad concussion too with what happened with him and Seth Rollins. But here's the funny thing: Sting has said in interviews that he still wants to wrestle Taker. Yeah,
you see that? To me, that would have been ultimate farewell to Undertaker rather than Roman Reigns beating him. Just
maybe that could have been a good farewell for both Sting and Taker. That would have been their last match.
They could have done a nice match where Sting wouldn't have had to take too many bumps, and given their, I'm not going to say given their ages because that makes them sound like the geriatric, but given the mileage on the clock and the experience they've got, both of them could have wrestled a nice, safe match.
Yeah. I did mention this when Taker retired, because I'm not sure if he is or not. If he did retire, it would have been also kind of cool in a way when Taker was putting all his hat, his jacket, his gloves down there in the middle of the ring. If Paul Bear was still alive, it would have been cool if he put the urn along with it, and Kane taking off his mask and put it in the middle of the ring too. All 3 of them leave together.
Yeah, that would have been. I don't know, that might have been a bit too much. But I think with Undertaker doing what he did, it was just enough.
Yeah. I mean, the reasons why I say Kane is because, one, he's running for mayor in Tennessee.
Yeah, he's going into politics, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm. So I was thinking that could have been a good way for him to leave and try to go for office. Just let him retire along with Taker, with Paul Bear, if he was still alive.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. Definitely.
I'm still surprised Paul Bear never managed Taker and Kane at the same time in the tag team match.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
It was a missed opportunity. But there's another rumor that who Taker might wrestle is Finn Balor. It's like the old demon passing the torch to the new demon.
But Kane's always referred to himself as the demon, hasn't he? Devil's
favorite. But technically Taker came first.
Yeah.
That's why I say this. It's the old demon facing the young demon. Yeah, Kane may call himself the devil's favorite demon, but technically Taker came first, so technically he's the demon here.
Yeah, I don't think that would work. I think Finn Balor wrestles too fast of a match, and he'd have to slow way down for Undertaker, and it'd just ruin it. It'd just take everything off the match.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like I said, I don't want to see Taker back in the ring right now because what happened last year when he was putting his hats, his gloves, and as much as I would love to see Taker, but at the same time, that would kind of ruin what happened last year.
Yeah, that'd just be, like...
He would be pulling a Ric Flair.
Yeah, that'd make all that meaningless then, wouldn't it? Get rid of everything that everybody felt when he did that.
I mean, I cried when Taker left.
I would just sat there and I watched it and I was like, that's it, it's done. It's the end of an era. He's finally done. He's finally admitted that he can't do it anymore. And, you know, it were definitely a moment.
I agree.
Yeah.
If Taker ever does go into Hall of Fame, let it just be him. No one else get inducted, just him.
Yeah, I think he'll go in on his own. I don't think he'll be Undertaker and Paul Bearer because Paul Bearer was already in, isn't he? So
yeah, this is what I think they should do. Let more than one person induct him. Like the first person to come out to talk about Taker's career is, of course, Kane.
Yeah.
And maybe Stone Cold Steve Austin. And the official last guy to talk about Taker is Vince. And then after that, let Undertaker, a.k.a. Mark Galloway, to come out and just do his speech.
Yeah. I think they probably will have Kane induct him.
Yeah.
But I don't know about Stone Cold. Although it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the reasons why Stone Cold is everybody always said, "Oh, what about Mankind?" I was like, that'd be perfect. If Stone Cold can't do it, then add Mankind into it.
Yeah, because you know they had some great matches. So
especially the one thing everybody mentions all the time,
the Boiler Room Brawl.
Not just that one. Taker throwing Mankind off of the cell.
Yeah, which he did actually mention that night when I went to see him. He talked about that. He mentioned that he stopped off. He was driving somewhere on a show, and he pulled over because something was wrong with his car, and he pulled into one of them like quick stop garage type things at the side of the road. Mm-hmm. And after about 10 minutes, the guy twigged who he was, and he went, "Oh, you're that wrestler, aren't you?" And he went, "Yeah." He says, "You're the guy who got thrown off the top of the cage through the table, aren't you?" He says, "Yeah." He says, "Yeah." He says, "I bet you're glad that you know they're not proper tables, aren't you? So it wouldn't have hurt, would it?" So Mick Foley was like, "Oh no." He says, the magic tables. He says, when you land on them, he says, it actually tickles you. And the guy's like, "Really?" He says, "No, you dick it." He says, he's been thrown 20 foot through a wooden table. He says, "Of course it hurt."
It's like what Edge says, you can't, it's not like a Hollywood movie set. You can't, do that more than one time.
No, that's it. It's a one-shot deal.
Yeah.
You've only got to think, like, what if he'd have missed the table?
And then by Mick Foley.
Yeah, that'd have been it live on TV. Boom.
He did say one time in an interview, he's like, I could have died doing that. At least to have been on pay-per-view. At least he jokes around about it. The one thing he does mention is that he went to school one time and, trying to tell these kids to stay in school and all that kind of stuff. And the teacher did say, any questions? Everybody raised their hand, and Mick Foley did say this. Oh, yeah, by the way, it did hurt getting thrown off of the Hell in a Cell. Yeah, all the hands went down.
Yeah, he definitely, if you ever get a chance to see him, in like an evening with scenario, he's definitely worth going to see. He's so funny.
I'd like to meet Mick Foley. I mean, I really would like to meet him.
I didn't really get to have a conversation with him because there were a massive line. It was just hi, shake his hand, photo, get me stuff and go sort of thing.
Was Noelle there? Noelle Foley?
No, unfortunately.
She's a beauty, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yes. What's your thoughts on her trying to get into the business?
I saw the trailer on Raw, when she mentions it to him, that she wanted to do it, and you could see it in his face. It was like, well, do you know what? Then I'm really going to put you through ropes, and you're going to learn the hard way. I think if anything, we're going to come of it. We'd have seen something by now. We'd have heard more about it.
Maybe she's still into training. At least she's taken longer than Eva Marie did.
Yeah. Which can either be a good or a bad thing. It means that she's either going to be really terrible.
Yeah.
Or she's going to make sure she's 110% before she even gets between ropes.
Even if she doesn't become a wrestler, I could still see her being in the business.
Yeah. Yeah, she'd make a good manager.
Yeah.
Or a valet, or whatever you want to call them. But yeah.
Hey, Noelle, if you ever want to be part of the show, you can follow me on Twitter.
Gosh, I swear to God.
Well, and she's literally going out with a clown, isn't she?
Yeah. And it's not Bones.
Literally a clown.
And it's not Bones.
Yeah. Much to his dismay.
You're about to get beat, boy.
Lucky Clown.
Oh, live Royal Rumble.
Your clown is not that lucky.
Yeah, I know, but here's the thing. He'll probably win. I'll cheat though.
It's only cheating if you get caught.
True. But anyways, yeah.
You're a sad, sad little man.
So are you.
True.
Well, Richard, I know we kind of went off topic a couple of times, but brother, it was just so nice to talk to you on the show.
Yeah, you do, man. We need to do this again.
Yes, definitely. I'm so happy that we finally got to do this.
Yeah.
It's about time, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, we're definitely due. Yeah, it's like you said though. It's the time differences and work and stuff like that. It just makes it tricky.
Yeah, but I'm really happy that we finally got to do this. And
yeah, I managed to kick everybody to bed tonight. So
yeah, it's just like right now, but it's just I'm so happy that we finally did this. And I'm so happy that we finally get to talk, do an episode like this. And I don't know if you're going to download this and put this on your channel or not. I'm not sure.
I'll have to try and find a way.
Okay. But anyways, Richard, I just want to say again, thank you for being a part of the show. And thank you for taking the time. And I had a lot of fun talking to you, bro.
Yeah, it's been great. Yeah, it's been good. We definitely need to do this more often.
Definitely, for sure. Well, oWo Maniacs, if you want to find Richard on YouTube, he's got 2 YouTube channels. It's called Rick Pete and oWoUK. Find him and subscribe to him. And what's your Twitter account if anybody wants to find you on Twitter?
Now then, I don't use it that much, but I think it's NXT Fan 36.
If you look him up on Twitter, and he's how long has it been since you've been part of the group? It's 6 years, 4?
Long time ago.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
You pretty much
Spirit of Don McLean summed it up there.
Yeah, you pretty much started the same time when the 2-year anniversary started. It was at that time. So it's been
because I did a video for the 2-year anniversary, I think.
Yeah, you did. And so you've been a part of it. Jeez. Getting ready to do this 6 years now, right? No, 7 years. So you've been here for almost 6 years now, bro.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a long time.
And now we finally get to do this episode, and like you said, need to do this more often.
Yeah, we'll have to try and pencil in more opportunities to do them.
Yes. But just let me know whenever, and maybe we could try to get the group to join in this time. Like Mr. Bullens was here, and maybe we could probably get Chris Helix or maybe even Plarby to join us.
Yeah. Oh yes, we need to get Plarby. Yeah.
Plarby is an entertaining guy, isn't he?
He is. He's brilliant. I watched his video on his YouTube channel where he does the voices.
Yes.
Oh my god! I showed it to my girlfriend. She was in stitches. She's like, "That guy's funny." I'm like, "He's so funny."
You know what's so funny about him now? He actually does the you remember the TV show Jackass?
Yes.
You remember in the beginning of the show they always do the warning thing and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Plarby does that now for the hardcore matches now.
Cool.
Yeah. So you'll be seeing Plarby in the hardcore videos very, very soon, like all of us will. And maybe we'll try to get Plarby into this whenever he has time. But again, Richard, I really do appreciate, brother. Lots of love from you. I love you, my friend, and thank you for being a part of it.
No worries. Thank you for having me. I've got one more question.
What's up?
Is it actually true that John's Twitter is at Dolph Ziggler's #1 fan forever? I love him because he's Dolph Ziggler. The wrong account.
Maybe you gotta ask him that.
Yes.
Is it true that your Twitter is actually at Dolph Ziggler's #1 fan because I love Dolph Ziggler because he's Dolph Ziggler? Or have I been misinformed?
You have been misinformed.
I will have to hunt down and fire my sources.
Okay. Josh, I swear to God.
I might just create a Twitter like that for him. Ow! I'll make sure he doesn't know.
I will find you.
Of course you'll find me. You live on the first floor of this apartment.
Exactly.
Well, Richard, again, thank you, brother. I had so much fun, man.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's been good.
Yeah. Well, Maniacs, thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time and watching our live stream. We'll be doing more of these very, very soon. And like, again, don't forget to go subscribe to Richard. He has 2 YouTube channels, Rick Pete and oWoUK. Go subscribe to Mr. Bones. And I have 3 YouTube channels now. My main one is Oregon Wrestling Observer, oWo Reaction, and oWo Games, which, Richard, you know very well. You've seen your video game character on the channel. You like it?
Yes. Yes, I do actually. I have a gaming channel as well.
Oh, you do now?
Yeah. I have a gaming one. It's not brilliant, but you know, it's basically just 2K17 and 18 matches. And it's Kirkstall Wrestling Federation. Go
subscribe to them, ladies and gentlemen. Go find that YouTube channel. And Richard, again, thank you, brother. And just to let you know, and everybody else know, we will be making some new oWo shirts very, very soon. And I'll let you know when we get them for sure, brother. Awesome. All right, Maniacs, thank you for watching. Have a good night. We will see you, Maniacs, next time. Have a good night. Love you, Richard. Love you, Maniacs. Bye-bye.